Hi there, welcome to another episode of my Monday Make It, Send It. So I started this a couple weeks ago and I'm doing YouTube videos on Monday night, and this is my third week in a row, so I'm kind of on a roll here, and I want you all to know I remembered my adhesive. So that's a good start, right? So anyway, the last couple times I forgot. So anyway, I have my adhesive. I'm ready to make a card for you. And I want to show the card that we're going to make. It's the using the Heartland set with the barn. So we're going to be doing that in a little bit, and what I like to do is, or what I have been doing the last couple weeks, is I have a card already made for you, and I make one card in front of you, and I end up with 2 hand stamped cards that I send to people on Tuesday. So the idea is to make it, send it, and a couple of my stamping demonstrator friends or customers will receive those in the mail once I mail those out. So just a little surprise, just because, kind of a card. So it's kind of a nice gesture to actually mail the cards that we make, okay? Sometimes we forget to do that. So anyway, without further ado, I'm going to share that card. But you know what? I do want to discuss just a couple classes here real quickly. I have some classes coming up in July yet, and actually this week, that I'm calling Taste of Technique classes. So this week on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, I have classes, and we're going to be making 4 cards for $15, and that's 4 different techniques, so maybe something different that you've never tried before, and we're just getting a taste, if you will, of something new. So anyway, it's not too late to sign up for that, and like I said, I have classes in the Peoria, Illinois area, and if you need information about this week's class, like I said, Thursday through Saturday, let me know. And then I also have some, let's see, in August, I've got Fabulous Fun Folds. And again, that's in my home here in the Peoria area, and that is August 29th through the 31st. And I'll have different sessions, different time slots that you can choose from, like a morning on like a Thursday morning or a Thursday afternoon. So different time slots depending on if you work or don't work during the day. And so yeah, let me know if you're interested in July or August classes. And then in September, woohoo, I'm excited about September. So on my birthday weekend, what could be better than that? My birthday is September 22nd. I just had to put a plug out there for that in case, anybody wants to mail me a card out there, in the stamping world. My birthday is September 22nd, and on that Friday and Saturday night, the September 20th and the 21st, we are having a retreat. I'm going to fix this a little bit, sorry. We are having a stamping retreat in the Peoria area, and our Stray Ducklings demonstrator group, who is local to Central Illinois, is putting on this event, and you don't want to miss out because at this petite retreat, there's activities on Friday night, and we're going to have a basket swap and just open stamping that you can work on projects that you want to bring, and then all day on Saturday, the next day, we're going to be making 25 projects. So I'm excited to have our very first stamping retreat, and I sure would like you to be a part of that. If you need more information on that, let me know. We are staying in a Peoria hotel, and I can give you information on the hotel if you opt to stay there, or if you live in the local Peoria area, you could go home Friday night and come back on Saturday. So anyway, mark your calendar, September 20th and 21st, and come to our retreat with us. So we would love to have you. So anyway, we'll go ahead and get started on the card. And let me flip the camera down. Okay. Always a challenge. Let's try that. Okay, excellent. So if you need more inspiration, you can always visit my blog. Let's get started with that part right here at createwithlori2.blogspot.com. And then Is this backwards? Maybe I need to have it this way. No. I had it right the first time, I think. I don't know. All right, so here's the card. And we're going to go ahead and get started with the color scheme. So I have the card base is Early Espresso, which is cut 5.5 by 8.5 and scored in the center. And then these 3 pieces were all cut the same. So I have 2 pieces of vanilla and the 1 piece of crumb cake. And these were all cut 4 inches by 5.25. And 1 is going to go the inside of my card. Let's go ahead and fold this. And with the adhesive that I remembered to bring over, that's always a good sign. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to put 1 piece of the vanilla inside the card. Since it's a darker card base, we want to have something in here so we can do our writing. Okay, and then on the front of the card, that looks like this, I have already done this piece of crumb cake, and I used the Pinewood Planks 3D folder. So it's been embossed, and there's wood plank, and this is a really nice, since it's 3D, there's a deep impressions there, so I like that. And I also cut it out with the layering circle dies. And when you do this, you want to make sure that you cut the oval out first, and then you do the embossing last, because you don't want to have these lines that you make, you don't want those to be pressed out if you do the embossing first and then cut it out. These aren't as deep as impressions. So make sure you always do the die cutting and then you do the embossed, the texturizing last, okay? So I did that. And then with the barn, what you want to do is you want to stamp. I'm going to use Early Espresso. And once again, I like to do the stamp off to the block so I don't get ink all over this side of the block. And we're going to go ahead and stamp this barn somewhat in the middle, but we've got some wiggle room. I'll show you what I mean by that. We're going to end up stamping the barn like so. And I've got a little boo-boo right there, but you know what? We're not going to worry about it because maybe we can camouflage that. I'm going to use some crumb cake. And I've got my sponge. I'm just going to do some highlighting here and make it look rustic there with some color. So that little boo-boo won't be as noticeable once I get some color in there. So just do some sponging all the way around. I'm sorry if I'm wiggling the table. If I wiggle the table, then that wiggles the camera, and sorry about that. Okay, so we added our color, and then we're going to take this, and what I mean by wiggle room is you can move this up or down however you want it to be. So I'm going to go ahead and put some adhesive on the back of this. And put that on there. So I want to make sure it's centered. So that's why I said we had wiggle room. We can move this around however you see fit. And voila. Then I can just cut the back of this off. It's going to be crooked, but if you get rid of this, I mean, this is not going to show anyway, so your cutting does not have to be straight on the back or anything, you know what I mean? It's not going to show. I just want to get rid of some of this vanilla cardstock. And I don't have my paper cutter over here, which I couldn't use that anyway because I've already got this glued down. But you get the idea. I just want to get rid of this excess. You know, who's going to ever know that except you and who's ever watching this video, but that this is not straight. But anyway, this is what we're going to show. So we're going to go ahead and glue that on here. And voila. Okay. And then we've got our verse that I already did ahead of time. Like I said, I'm using the Heartland stamp set and this the sentiment that says, just a note to let you know I'm thinking of you. And I've already stamped that on a piece of vanilla. And then I'm going to take some scissors and cut it at an angle. And then I'm going to get rid of this. And this is going to go on the front like so. And then I've got some of our burlap ribbon. This is 5/8, I think. Yeah, 5/8 inch wide burlap ribbon. So I like to use this on masculine cards. And then we're going to cut this straight to line up with our sentiment. Or pretty much, it doesn't have to be exactly. And then cut this like this. And then we're going to put this down. I've got some of our tear and tape, and I'm going to put a piece of that on the back of this. And put that down. It's kind of hard to do on ribbon, but I can get it to work, I think. Hang on here a second. Of course, when you're on camera, nothing ever goes quite as planned. Okay, there, I got it. And I did that because your sentiment's going to cover that up. You could see through and see the adhesive the way it is right now, but the words will cover that right up. So the tear and tape's underneath right there. Then I'm going to use dimensionals on the back of this. Oh, look, see, I made a boo-boo. You know, there's two sides to every piece of cardstock, so that little error there, you just flip it over. We've all done that, right? We can fix our mistakes pretty well. And then with a couple dimensionals, and put that on there like so. And voila! Here's our finished card. And here's the other card that I made. So I will mail these tomorrow to 2 lucky people. And I appreciate you stopping by, and check back next Monday for another episode of Monday Make It, Send It. Thanks for stopping by.